Hello and good evening, and welcome to the shed. You're welcome along. It's me, Trevor. It's a Tuesday evening. I have a busy evening ahead. I have another show to do in an hour's time. But I said I'll do this one first because I was meaning to do it last night, but I've been suffering from a bad chest and throat infection for the last 4 or 5 days, and I wasn't feeling right. Still not feeling right, but we're getting there. We're improving. After Sunday night, how couldn't one be improving? So what I'm going to do in this show is I'm going to talk about the weekend's games. I'm going to talk about Bills Ravens, and I'm going to talk about the talking points of all the other games that were played over the weekend as well, and just give a quick overview of what I thought of them and my thoughts on the game and the result and so on. So on Thursday night last, I did a video where I previewed and gave my predictions for game week 1, and I got 12 right and 4 wrong, which I'm very happy with. The 4 I got wrong to start with was the Chiefs at the Chargers, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. The Dolphins at the Colts, the Raiders at the Patriots, and the 49ers at the Seahawks. They were my 4 incorrect. All the rest I got right, but I'm very happy with that. So we'll say that I know my stuff and put a LOL beside it. So what I'm going to do first is I have to talk about the Bills versus the Ravens. This game was absolutely a Super Bowl. The way it should have been, the way it was played, the way it finished. Being a Bills fan, the way it finished, we've been on the wrong side of them so many times, and it was great to come out Sunday night, Monday morning. Um, it was 5 a.m. Monday morning when I eventually went to bed, um, and I was still buzzing, and I'd be up again at 7. So we got a lot of sleep there, but it was worth it. Um, just to run through a few things. So with 12:51 left in the fourth quarter, it was 34-19 the Ravens. With 11:42 left, it was 34-25 Ravens. Skip a few minutes. With 3:56 left, it was 40-25 Ravens. That's 15 points with 3:56 left. Now, I'm a dreamer, but you would have to be your wildest dreams for that to change, especially how well Baltimore are playing. And we'll talk about our side in a few minutes, how our offense was doing okay. Our defense at this time couldn't stop Mark Henry and Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers. They were having field days. But that was at 3:56 left. At 2:09, it was 40-32 to the Ravens. At 1 minute to go, it was 40-38 Ravens. And you would think, well, that's game over. But the Bills had 3 timeouts. And the final score was Ravens 40, Bills 41. Matt Prater, who joined the team on Thursday, he had a great game kicking. He kicked the field goal with 2 seconds left. And as it went over the bar, it hit 0, and we won the game. And the place went daft. And I'm being very calm about it right now, but I was very excited. Um, but you have to, there'll be a few things we'll be talking about in this video about it. So the first thing I'll talk about is Josh Allen. Josh Allen is, for me, the best player in the NFL. I've been saying this for nearly 4 years. It's time he's getting the recognition. Yes, there's other amazing players there. We played against two of them the last night, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Two absolutely phenomenal players. But this guy had a team 15 points down with 3:56 left, and we won the game. Yes, our defense did finally contribute to the game, but we still had to get scores. And this man was as cool as anything. They called Joe Burrow Joey Cool. Well, Josh Allen was Joey Ice or Joshy Ice. So he was. I'm going to give you his fourth quarter numbers. So he had 16 out of 21 attempts. He had 269 passing yards, and he had 3 touchdowns. He's the only player in the last 35 seasons with 250 plus yards, 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter with a win. Now, I'll run through the scores as the game went by. Quarter one, Bills led 7-3. Quarter two, it was 20-13. And what I liked about the end of quarter two was we had, I think it was 25 seconds left when we got the ball from the Ravens had scored. And in them 25 seconds, Josh Allen made two plays, one to Dalton Kincaid out of the sideline. We got the ball. It was an amazing throw. Dalton Kincaid went out of bounds. We got a field goal on. Matt Prater kicked 3 points and made it. It was 2010, made it 2013. And that was a huge score. And that was a huge play. And that kind of set the tone for coming to the end of the game. When we knew Josh could do it. Then at the start, the third quarter, it was 34-19. And the final quarter, the Ravens kicked 6 points. And it was a touchdown, Derrick Henry touchdown, but they missed the extra point. Now, we also had an extra point, but the Ravens fouled, so we went for two and we failed. We went for two, I think, twice, and we failed twice. And the last one, I hear people giving out about that we shouldn't have gone for two, or but if we got them two, who knows how the game would have finished. So it was kind of, we had to look at the green in the way things happened, but we also had Josh Allen. And we won the fourth quarter 22-6. And that made us win the game. Now, before I go any further, this wasn't a game where players played crap on the other team, and we just, there was very little mistakes made, as in handling errors. There was one major play in the game, and it was when Ed Oliver stripped the ball out of Derrick Henry's hand, and we got the turnover. And that was a huge momentum changer. It got our defense into the game, really into the game. From then on, they looked like a real defense. Before that, it was the same as last year. Derrick Henry was just cutting through us. But I'll just go through a few numbers quickly. Lamar Jackson, he was awesome, right? He had 73.7% completion in passing, 2 touchdowns, 209 yards. He had 6 attempts at running. He had 1 touchdown and he ran for 70 yards. And one of them was nearly a mile he ran by the time he got back. But it was just brilliant. Derrick Henry had 18 attempts, 2 touchdowns, 169 yards out of them 18 attempts. He averaged 9.39 yards per carry. Like, that's huge. Zay Flowers, and I like Zay Flowers, but he was a bit of an ass Sunday night when he started waving to the crowd when he got his touchdown. And I think karma bit him. But he had 7 receptions, 1 touchdown, averaged 20.43 yards, and he got 143 yards for the game. And last but not least, DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins came from the Chiefs, and he made a catch the last night that was unbelievable. One-handed catch. Like him, hate him, like the Ravens hate the Ravens, doesn't matter. As a general football fan, the way he caught that ball, one hand, with Binford on him, and pulled it in and got his touchdown was absolutely amazing. And, they have the weapons. They have the team, both offensively and defensively. Let's go to our side. So, Josh Allen, Superman. He had 71.7% completion. He had 2 touchdowns, pass for 394 yards. He had 14 attempts at runs, 2 touchdowns, and 30 yards. James Cook had 13 attempts, 1 touchdown, average of 3.38 yards. He ran 44 yards altogether. And two of the players I'm going to mention next were 2 outstanding players. 2 guys that I really want to step up this year is Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman had 8 receptions, 1 touchdown, 14 average yards, 112 yards altogether. And Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid was immense. He caught that ball that got the 3 points before half time, and he got a touchdown as well. And these are the things we need from Dalton Kincaid and Keon Coleman. And that side of the ball looks good. So that's where we stop there, and that's the happy side. We had defensive issues last year, stopping the run. Derrick Henry showed us that earlier. Well, a lot of them showed us, but really showed us early in the year last season. I think it was the end of September, and he did the same the last night. Now, you won't face Derrick Henry every week, and we know that. But you're going to face Derrick Henry in the postseason if you're going to be a team to compete for the Super Bowl, and hopefully we are. So we have to learn how to stop that. But you also have to take, if you stop Derrick Henry, you also have to stop Lamar Jackson, because they've got two ways of doing it. The last night, Ed Oliver really was immense. Like, he did his best to lead that line. He got the hand in to rip that ball free. That was very, very important, because that kicked the defense in. Their next goal was 3-0, and they punted it away, and we go down after we scored, and we come up the field and we kick the field goal that wins the game. That's how important that play was. Is there a lot of work to do? Yes, right? An awful lot of work to do. We're going in and play New York this weekend over to New Jersey. I won't say New York, New Jersey. Play the New York Jets. But and they, I'll talk about them in a little bit. They look good. But we have to make sure our defense tightens up. We can't ask Josh Allen to get 41 points every day, bring us back from the depths of doom every single time. We have to, as a team, have other players to stand up, because Josh Allen is human. I call him Superman, but he's human, and someday he will have an off day. So someone else, we still have to win. Someone else has to kick in and take over. So that is it. Derrick Henry, lots of people are blaming him for the fumble. His fumble didn't cost him 6 and 6, 12 and 3, 15 points. I don't think so. So there was no run back. There was a lot of play to get there. I love how the media jumps on, oh, that fumble cost them the game. Yeah, it was a bit of a game changer. They gave us the ball and gave us another attempt to go at them, but it wasn't the game changer. You have to give credit where credit is due. For long parts of that game, we hung in that game just about, but at the very end, when the chips were down, the Iceman came on and he just went to town. And if anyone had any questions, and I love Lamar Jackson. If anyone watches my videos, they all know he's in the top tier with the four amigos, right? But Josh Allen proved why he's MVP, and it'll take some stopping to take MVP off him this year. Now, on to other matters. Other things that I watched the last night that I wasn't impressed with. It's our last season at Highmark. There was a big hoorah around it. It was brilliant. It was amazing. There was a drone display done, and it was out of this world. Okay, them tickets were like gold dust. God, if I was there, them tickets, I wouldn't get one in a million years, but I would love to have got one. Right? To see fans leaving early, it's wrong. Okay, and I'm so glad Josh Allen pointed that out. And really, to be honest, he made his point about it twice, once in the pitch and once in the reporter's room afterwards. Ryan Fitzpatrick had a piece today, well, a bit of his podcast with Andrew Whitworth, and he was on about it. And everything that Josh Allen does is for Buffalo. And this guy bleeds Buffalo. He has given everything since he came there. He could have left. He could get options anywhere. If he wanted to go back to the West, where he's from originally, over to the West Coast, or he could have went to a bigger city, bigger town, bigger limelight, the whole lot. He didn't. And to see fans walking out, I am a Mayo fan, and I've been at games and big games where the living daylights have been bet out of us, and I ain't left a game yet, and I won't, because I'll support my team to the end. Them tickets are priceless. They're gold dust, especially being the last season in Buffalo. And for the love of God, fans, whoever's watching this, please, please, please don't be walking out. Whether it's 60-0, 100-0, or whether you're winning 100-0, stay, watch the game, enjoy it, and appreciate what we have out there. Because we might have, I hope, 10, 15 years of Josh Allen. And that's a really, really big ask of that length of time. But whatever length of time we have, when he goes, it's going to be impossible to find a replacement, no matter how good the next guy comes in. So please remember that. And that team and everything they've worked together there, that was wrong. And watch Ryan Fitzpatrick's piece on his podcast about it, because he'll say it better than I will. And he knows. The other thing I want to talk about is there was two things the last night I was disgusted by. One was when Derrick Henry went in for that last touchdown for the Ravens, someone fired a bottle at him. That's soccer. That's crap. So it is. You don't, whether you love Derrick Henry or hate him, you don't fire stuff at a fucking player. Excuse my language. But that really pisses me off. Um, like if it hit him and hurted him, what would Buffalo look like? What would the repercussions could be huge. As much as we are the team, the fans are there too. The fans are needed. What if they put a blanket ban or something like that, 1 game ban, and it happened to be the Chiefs or someone like that you were playing? Stupidity, stupidity. I hope that person is found and banned for life. Another thing is that fool that went hitting DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar Jackson on the top of the head helmet when they were celebrating that brilliant catch. Yeah, it was a gut wrencher to us. Yeah, be pissed off about it, 100%. But you don't go hitting the opposition. And what Lamar did wasn't half enough for that buck. I tell you, he was 100% right. And, cop on. You go to games, shout, roar, let your feelings out. If you want to boo the opposition, boo the opposition. But you don't go fighting, you don't go hitting, you don't go throwing things. It's a game of football. Let the players hit each other if they want to hit each other, and let the fans roar and shout and create an atmosphere that's memorable for everyone. Because the end of that game was memorable for everyone, especially the people that stayed. And that atmosphere, I have a video put up on TikTok that I reposted. It was of Dawson Knox with Mr. Brightside celebrating and the fans and the singing. And it brought me my memories straight back to the day against the Titans when I was there. It was priceless. The noise was priceless. And they're the things you should be walking away. That game was priceless. And the people that left early, shame on you. The people that threw things that hit people, they should be banned. I don't care what age that kid is. Out, don't let them in again. Say, no, grow up. And the person that threw that bottle out, there's no place for it. No place whatsoever. Make it hostile in a fair way. Don't make yourself, don't make the NFL look at you in a bad way because they'll punish. They might not punish the crowd, but they will punish the team. So don't bring it on. That's all I gotta say. Other than that, it was a night that I'll never forget. It was a game that I'll never forget. It was amazing. Um, it's it was fit to be a Super Bowl, and it's only game week one. And that's the thing. We need to come down from our high now. We have to enjoy the moment. We have to reboot because the Jets are waiting there for us for next week, and we have to move on and get ready for them. And especially our defense, our offense will still need tuning, and Josh will be the first man to say, "Yeah, we have to improve." But our defense needs a lot of improvement because we can't bring that performance into the playoffs. No, no way. That performance on defense cannot happen going into playoffs. And yes, we've plenty of weeks to work on it. As for the Ravens, fair play. We've been the other side of that epic before. Um, they are a team that's stacked. They are loaded. I see a lot of people, especially some of the media, is calling out why did they kick it at fourth and down and three. Well, if they didn't kick it and we took the ball off it, the question would be why didn't they kick it? So you cannot win. So it was a brilliant game. Uh, it was both teams were at their peak, and it was just nice when we were at our peak and they were at their peak that we came out the right side. And Matt Prater, I don't know how long you'll be in Buffalo, but my God, well done, man. Fair play. So now I'm going to move on to the other games and just the talking points. This will not take long because I'm not going to do a big spiel on every game. I'm just going to talk about my main talking points from the game. So Cowboys v Eagles. That was Eagles were showing off the new banner, Super Bowl champions. They had the Cowboys in. What are my taking points in that? Well, I picked the Eagles. The Eagles won 24-20. Jalen Carter, disgusting, spitting. But, and I'm not defending Jalen Carter, he was wrong. Dak Prescott, he was spitting too. And he made out some bullshit excuse that he was always spitting to the ground. There's a video of him looking at the man. Now, he doesn't spit at him, but he spits down. And that was before Jalen Carter spat at him. And I think the two of them should be punished, to be honest. It's not right. It's not on. It's an awful thing. It's the lowest of the low. Cowboys, They actually did put up a performance. I didn't think they get within 8 points of them, but they did. And if CD Lamb had, yeah, and he will catch balls, but if he could catch balls, the last night they'd have probably won that game because the Eagles were kind of flat, and the Cowboys were really up for it. But the season will level itself off, and we'll see how either team progresses as we go along. Then Friday night was the Chiefs and the Chargers. I picked the Chiefs to win, but the Chargers won 27-21. My takeaway points was Justin Herbert stood up and looked really, really good, as did the offense and their defense. And I will also say this, only for Mahomes, the Chiefs would have been mauled and wiped away. Mahomes did look very, very good, but what's around him is not. And it'll be interesting to see, can they improve. Chris Jones was fighting with one of his other players there. Kelsey ran into Worthy and it dislocated his shoulder, and Worthy will be out, I don't know for how long. So the Chiefs, and their division is hard. Like their division is getting really tough. So the Chiefs have a lot of work to do. But Mahomes did look good the last night, even though so did Justin Herbert. But the Chargers were the better team. Mahomes did look good. Then Sunday night, we had the Buccaneers and the Falcons. I picked the Buccaneers. They won 23-20. 23-20. Both teams deserve credit because it was an absolute epic. Penix Jr. played awesome. So did Bijan Robertson. They look very good. Drake London, I think, could be a little bit injured, but we'll see. But Baker Mayfield was class too, don't get me wrong. But Emeka Ibuka, he's a rookie, 2 touchdowns. There's rave reviews about this guy. He'll be the replacement for Mike Evans when Mike Evans retires, and this guy looks the real deal. Then we had Bengals and Browns, and I picked the Bengals. Now, in my wildest dreams, I didn't think it'd be 17-16. And the Browns kicker, Smith, SZ, not SM, but Smith, I think is how they pronounce it. He missed an extra point and he missed a field goal. And either of them would have won the Browns the game, probably deservedly. Browns defense looks good. Myles Garrett had 2 sacks on Joe Burrow and nearly had a third one, and they had 3 in total. Bengals offense was meh, to be honest. Joe Burrow did enough, but 17 points against the team that's supposed to finish bottom of their group. I know it's a derby game or a divisional game, as you call it, but still. And the main thing for the Bengals is they're not 0-1, they're 1-0, so they'll be happy. Dolphins at Colts. I picked the Dolphins. I didn't expect anything from the Colts, but I was surprised because the Colts looked very good on all sides of the ball. But Daniel Jones really, really looked very impressive at quarterback, and their offensive line gave him plenty of time. The Dolphins look a mess, and Mike McDaniel, I don't know, will he get to see game week 18 as their coach? There's no bond there. There is nothing between Tua and Hill, and I don't know if there's much there between Tua and Mike McDaniels as well. But he's a guy that's really under pressure, and I've seen a lot of people now do their divisions and where they're going to finish, and I had them third from bottom. That was my preseason tip. Right now, I agree with a lot of them to have them bottom of the AFC East, and some of them have them only picking to win 2 or 3 games for the season. If that happens, bye bye Mike, and bye bye a lot of them Dolphins players. Then we move on to the Panthers and the Jaguars. I picked the Jags to win. They won 26-10. It was a weather delay. There were some weather issues there. Bryce Young, he's gone back to Bryce Young before the last half of last season, and we need to get back to the real Bryce Young. Trevor Lawrence looked okay. Travis Hunter, I think, needs to just pick a position either in attack or in defense and play one of them. That's it. And that's all I've got to say about that game. Jags won 26-10. Then we had the Raiders and the Patriots. I picked the Patriots. They lost 2013. I am surprised. I thought Mike Vrabel and Drake May would be too strong, even though Pete Carroll, I did say Thursday night, and Geno Smith and co are a very good team. Max Crosby and so there. I thought the Patriots would do enough at home, but they didn't. Geno Smith is looking good, so does the Raiders. Drake May, well, it's the game week 1. He'll have improvements. Then we have the Cardinals at the Saints, and I picked the Cardinals to win, and they did win 20-13 as well. Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Trey Benson are the picks for them guys in offense. Um, Spencer Rattler, he played well for you know, I thought they get hammered altogether, and he had them in that game going up in the final drive. But the Saints are a team that's rebuilding. It was a good win for the Cardinals because they need, if they're going to challenge in that NFC West division, they're going to have to pick up every win they can. Then we had the Steelers with the Jets. So I picked the Steelers. They won 34-32. I didn't think it'd be that close, but wow, the Jets did surprise me. Their defense is probably where it's Aaron Glenn's strength was their weakest point the last day. Justin Field looked amazing. Like Justin Fields was everywhere. He could run, he could throw. He was making plays. Garrett Wilson, but in the end, you have to say the last year, and I'm not, and everyone knows my love for Aaron Rodgers. But as a footballer, he actually played very well. There was arguments between the teams. You could know there was a bit of bitterness between them. Both teams were up for it, which was good to see. Jalen Ramsey, though, had the last laugh when he hit Garrett Wilson and knocked the ball out and killed the game. And um, the Steelers, they were the away team. They kicked a 6-yard field goal and they won it and they deserved it. The one thing, though, that didn't surprise me was Rodgers' comments afterwards. Before the game, he was hugging everyone going in, and after the game, he, in his own words, without me quoting him exactly, basically said that the win today was to show everyone in the Jets that he's there. And good luck to him. I ain't going to like him anymore anyway, so any better, I should say. But he, as a player, he played all right. The Steelers, they got a good win. It shows we have to be ready for the Jets on Sunday because that was a good performance by the Jets. So we have to be up for it and be ready when we go play them next weekend. Giants at Commanders. Well, what did I take from that? I picked the Commanders. The Commanders won 21-6. As for the Commanders, they did enough. Trey McLaurin was there. He played all right. Jaden Daniels played all right. Their defense played all right. They kept the Giants' offense to 6 points. But Russell Wilson for the Giants is not the quarterback. And Malik Neighbors has already told Brian Dable he's had enough. So I would expect Jackson Dart, if he's not in next week, to be in by week 3 because Russell Wilson has proved the last 3 years he ain't good enough for the NFL. He was one time, he ain't now. And it's just, that's the way it happens. Time moves on. Titans at the Broncos. I'll just give two quick stats. Cam Ward playing his first game. He had 112 yards, 42.9% completion, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Bo Nix, 176 yards, 62.5% completion, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Broncos did enough. Titans, they're watching the Colts the last day, but it's only game week 1. They're looking at number 3 at best in that division, and maybe number 4 again, but we'll see. 49ers at Seahawks. George Kittle, I picked the Seahawks, sorry, and the 49ers won 17-13. Brock Purdy looked okay. Christian McCaffrey's back. Sam Darnold didn't do too much wrong either, but it was a more defensive game. George Kittle, though, got a hamstring injury, so that will be an issue for the 49ers going forward. But the 49ers just edged it. Then we had the Lions and the Packers. So I picked the Packers. They won 27-13. And Micah Parsons had his first sack. He didn't play a lot of snaps, but he did enough damage. The Packers look good on all sides, defense and offense. Yeah, they do. Jordan Love played well. They cut a very good Detroit defense to pieces. And their defense really, really went after Jared Goff and cut down the Detroit Lions to 13 points. What does it say? It says that, rightly so, the Packers are a really serious contender. The Detroit Lions, the next few weeks is very important for them because if they lose 1 or 2 more games, they could find themselves playing catch up for the rest of the season. And Aaron Glenn and Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson are two huge losses for Dan Campbell, and it's going to be hard to replace them. And then we had the Texans at the Rams. Um, the Texans, I picked the Rams. They won 14-9. It wasn't a classic. Texans' offensive line is very weak, and they're still getting to CJ Stroud. Rams did enough. Puka Nacua, he got a bad hit in the head, got cut, went away, got stitched up, came back. And they just did enough. Matthew Stafford got them over the line. Their defense got them over the line. 14-9 is not an epic in any sense of a matter. And then last night, Monday Night Football, we had the Vikings and the Bears. So I picked the Vikings. The Vikings won 27-24. The Bears came out with a big roar. Offense and defense. Caleb Williams looked amazing for the first 2 quarters. But then, eventually, the Vikings kicked into life. Brian Flores got on top of Caleb Williams and their defense, or offense, and J.J. McCarthy became the J.J. McCarthy that Kevin O'Connell knows, and he did play very, very well. And so did the Jefferson and Hockerson, the tight end, and Co. They had a great game. They won 27-24. Again, coming to the end of the game, the Bears fans were booing. You have to give them a chance, though. I don't believe in Caleb Williams, to be honest. I don't know if he's the quarterback for them or he just hasn't delivered. In my eyes, he's a Trevor Lawrence-ish. And that's a guy who's going to get a lot of money, but may not deliver anything. But it was an interesting game. I've seen the highlights of it this morning, and rightly so that the Vikings did deserve to win. They came back. I think they were 11 points down going into the fourth quarter, and they went ahead 27-17, and then the Bears got a touchdown to make it 27-24. But it was an exciting game, and it was a good game. And altogether, the football over the weekend was very exciting. Like, you go one score between Cowboys, Eagles, one score between Chiefs, Chargers, Buccaneers, Falcons, Bengals, Browns. Yes, a blowout. That's one blowout. 2 blowouts, Panthers, Jaguars, Dolphins, Colts. Then one score, Raiders, Patriots, Cardinals, Saints, Steelers, Jets. Blowout, Giants, Commanders. One score, Titans, Broncos. One score, 49ers, Seahawks. 2 scores, Lions, Packers. One score, Texans, Rams. One score, Ravens, Bills. One score, Vikings, Bears. Like, they're close games. They're exciting games, and which is all good for the NFL. So that is my show for this evening. For now, I will have one with Therese in about half an hour's time, so I have to get ready for that. Thank you very much for watching. I just wanted to do this because I'll be talking about Bills things with Therese and the game and the atmosphere and stuff. We'll delve into a few more bits there with her. But I wanted to do stuff earlier on. So, look at folks, thank you very much for watching. I'll be on again Thursday night at 9 o'clock, where I'll give my week 2 preview and predictions and see how it goes. 12-4, if I get that every week, I would be doing all right. So anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, stay happy. Until later on,